What is going on, guys? This is DJ Clan Smasher, and today I'm bringing you U.S. Marines versus Nuketown Boom. So that is pretty much the Jedi Network no-dip war. I wasn't involved in this one specifically with my accounts. It was a busy time for me, but the good thing is that Groot was actually able to send me some of the recap information and send me some of the videos. So this is pretty much the recap here, and this is going to be some 9v9 hits, a few 10v10s, and a few 11v11s. So I'll be showing you a little bit of everything, and I'll be covering both sides. So Earl here is using pretty much a Go Bowl Loon kind of attack, and as you can see, the golems go in, and then the bowlers are doing some good work. Took care of the enemy queen, which is the most important thing when it comes to this attack. If you don't get rid of the queen, then you're pretty much dunsies. So as you can see, got some good coverage there. The Lava Hound did go down, sends in a nice rage spell to get to this core section, and then after that sends in a few more loons to tank for the wizard tower, which is very important, especially because he was running out of loons at this point. And then the good thing is that he still has a Lava Hound, which was tanking for a good amount. The Lava Hound did finally pop, and the loons actually split very well to take care of that wizard tower, and then after that it was cleanup. So good job there by Earl, taking care of business and pretty much 3-starring Skippy here in this no-dip league war. So as you can see, guys, it is very important when it comes to 9v9s and 10v10s, everything. With this kind of attack, with these kinds of wars, because if it is a no dip, that means that the 10s can't go for the 9s, which makes it very important for those 9v9s to be taken care of by the team. So they did have to choose some good 9v9 hitters, get the team going and everything else. And if you are interested in joining the Jedi Network, I'm sure if you just comment below, I can get you to the right information. I do know Groot, so I can always message him. Just let me know in the comment section below what town hall level you are and things like that. And I can see if they have space for you. So there you go. So anyways, as you can see, Batman here is going to do a go bow ho kind of attack. There goes the golem. There goes the go bow ho. Yes, there goes the bowlers. And then now it's going to start the hog attack portion from 6 o'clock going clockwise. As you can see, the queen did get some great value. The bowlers pretty much took care of the core, which enabled these hog riders to run smoothly, pretty much evading all the big bombs. If they were in the middle section, the queen triggers the other 2 big bombs, which was very nice, keeps the hog riders alive, and it was pretty much game over at this point. So great job there by Madman, getting a great hit here versus Boo. Finally takes care of the enemy king, and it was pretty much clean up from there. So good stuff there by him or her. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next hits. And as you can see, he's showing us which ones are the fresh ones. You can see if it's been a fresh hit or not, but it looks like he's giving us the fresh one so far. So right here, it's going to be Evil Intent versus the iPad Kid. And this looks like it's going to be a Sui Lalu type of attack. Sends in the king, sends in the queen. Wizard just to kind of get rid of the gold vine. And then did want to take care of the enemy CC. Looks like there was just a baby dragon, that the loon could pull. So most likely the rest of it was either some Valkyries or some ground troops, or a bunch of loons. So anyways, main priority to take care of the enemy queen. Queen does go down, and then after this, the other priority is to go ahead and start a nice funnel for the Lalo. As you can see, the funnel isn't quite there, but is going to still be able to perform and get this 3-star. Lava Hound did pop a little soon, a little too soon, so maybe should have been a little bit faster with the loon deployment. But it's not going to be too much of a deal, a big issue, because he did get the 3-star. So real nice heal spell, rage spell, and a few haste spells combined in the core section to get through this base. Sends in the rest of the haste spells and is pretty much going to be able to swag the haste. Has the poison, didn't even need it. So great job there by Evil Intent. Getting a solid 3-star, even though the funnel wasn't quite there, still managed to get what he needed and was able to rage, heal, and even haste through the rest of the base. Great job. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next part. So these are going to be some 11v11s. Havoc is going to be coming in here versus King Wi-Fi. So sending in the Queen Walk. So it's going to be a mass hog attack pretty much, as you can see based on the army comp itself. So Queen Walk is going to be placed from the 12 o'clock portion. Baby Dragon at the gold mine, just to be able to create that funnel, making sure that everything goes down. First, Baby Dragon goes down because of the Sam, but you know, at least it wasn't a healer, so the healers do stay alive a little longer. All the heroes are at the bottom right next to the town hall, so very convenient for Havoc, since you know you already have the solid 2-star available for the most part. So sends in the poison spell to take care of the enemy clan castle. The king's about to go down here in a bit, most likely, and then after that is going to be able to start the hog attack. As you can see, this guy did have some multi-infernals, so that's going to help Havoc out in a sense that he can heal through these multi-infernals. They're not going to do too much versus the Hog Riders, so that's always nice. So now that the Hog Riders are moving forward, he did send a jump spell. I think he was hoping for the Queen to be able to break in and take the jump spell, but the Queen, of course, decides to go the wrong way. So now is spamming heal spells to get to this section. The good thing is that they've already moved to the Eagle Artillery, which is one of the most important things to take care of, because that Eagle can definitely turn your hogs into bacon. So real nice heal spell placed right in front of the Inferno Tower. So that was very important, because there was 2 big bombs that would have definitely killed his Hog Riders. So definitely needed that heal spell. And because of the multi-infernals not doing too much damage, it didn't really kill his Hog Riders. And now he's got some healers that turned and went for the hogs. The Queen is doing some great cleanup, and it is pretty much game over there. So great job there by Havoc, taking care of their number 1, getting that solid 3-star with that mass hog attack. Pretty much a Queen Walk, 2 mass hog. So let's go ahead and move on to the next hit. This one's going to be by Hell Destroyer, and he is going for Lord Business, the meme creator and the meme machine. So anyways, Baby Dragon at the bottom section, closer to 630, just to get rid of some of these defenses. And then the Queen goes in, is going to take care of the cannon, sends in a rage spell because there's a lot of defenses up here, and then does want to break in to get into the air defense portion, because if the air defense doesn't go down, all these healers will be sniped. Very important stuff, very important business to take care of by Hell Destroyer. That way he can go ahead and take care of this base. So now sends in some more wall breakers to be able to get to this next gold storage. And like I said, guys, these were sent to me, so that wasn't a message for me. So that was to Groot or somebody else who might have recorded for him, but most likely Groot. So anyways, as you can see, sends in a few wall breakers, and then after that sends in the rest of the bowlers, all the rollers, and the P.E.K.K.A go in, and they're rerouting and trying to get to the rest of the base. And as you can see, did get some good work. Baby Dragon in the bottom portion sends in the Warden ability, which is going to keep everything alive a little bit longer. And then sends in another rage spell to get to this core section, taking care of the Eagle Artillery, moving through this base pretty quickly. Healer's doing some mad work and keeping everything alive for the most part. And now King goes in, sends in, and then so then the town hall is about to go down, and it's pretty much going to be cleaned up from here, guys. As you can see, these bowlers just did some mad work, took care of the core section. There's only going to be one single Inferno. Sends in the jump spell pretty early on, because he does want to get to this core section to take care of that single Inferno. Takes care of the single Inferno, and then after that, it is pretty much game over from here. So great job there by Hell Destroyer, taking care of business, Lord Business. Did get the 3-star and did a great job. So good stuff there by Hell Destroyer, and that is the army comp that he used. So let's go ahead and move on to the next hit. We'll find out what it is. So let's take a look. So this one's going to be by Danny. So Danny's going to take care of Boba Bubba. So as you can see, this is going to be very similar to the army comp that we just recently saw. This army comp, guys, is very strong. You can usually get a solid 2-star. If you don't get a 3-star, you know, you got to find the right bases. You want to make sure you get some great value when it comes to the queen walk, and you want to make sure that you break in the right section. So you pretty much want to get as much value as you can with the queen walk, and then after that you want to meet up with the bow witch section. Sometimes you can do both at the same time, especially if the eagle is pretty easy to get, because once you take care of the eagle, then you don't have to worry about the eagle just pounding through. So that's probably the reason why Danny took a while to start the bow witch portion. And actually, it was a very nice funnel that was created at this point. The bowlers did split, but they split in a pretty good way. At least they were able to stay in front of the queen to keep the queen alive, and the queen's able to snipe the eagle artillery, which is going to help out tremendously for the rest of the board portion of the bowlers. And now these bowlers are moving in. They have a real nice rage spell, so they're going to move forward, and then after that, is going to place a jump spell to get them out of there. And then they're going to be able to move through the rest of the base. Actually, did he place the jump spell? No jump spell needed yet. So it's going to save the jump spell for the other portion of the base, because as you can see, there is a few more, more compartments that Danny has to get through. So real nice bowlers over here up top takes care of this rest of the base. And as you can see, finally the jump spell is placed, and these bowlers are still live up top. They're going to finally start moving towards the middle section. The Grand Warden is able to snipe the single Inferno Tower. And then after that, this base is taken care of. Did some great work. Still a pretty good amount of bowlers left. And the Grand Warden helping out with the auras. So great job there by Danny, getting that 11v11 3-star. So let's see what's next. There is a pretty good amount of hits, guys. So please bear with me. It is worth watching these hits, because there is a great amount of 3-stars on both sides. So that was at least a couple of 11v11s there. So let's see what's next. We're probably moving on to the 10v10s is what it's looking like. Oh, just kidding. It looks like they did go very heavy with the 11v11s. So Holes is going to be going versus Lord Falcon, and sends in the Queen ability. As you can see, it's going to be very similar to the army comp that we just saw. This time pulled the clan castle. It was with a Hog Rider, and now the Hog Rider did take care of the clan castle by pulling it towards the queen. Sends in a poison spell. Poison could have probably been placed a little bit better, you know, but it did cause him to have to use the rage spell. So because of that, it made it to where the rage spell had to be used a lot sooner, when he could have saved that spell for later. And now that Holes has finally taken care of the clan castle, sends in a few more wall breakers, which was the last one. Didn't really need to break anything in. Already broke the wall that he wanted. And then after that, now that the queen is moving forward, sends in the giants. Here comes the bowlers, and as you can see, the king goes in, and here goes the Grand Warden with the king and the bowlers. The rage spell is placed to be able to break in, and then after that, the queen and the bowlers meet up, and as you can see, it's going to be very patient with the Grand Warden ability. So the giants are the ones that are taking most of the hits. There goes the king, is taking some of the hits as well. And the good thing is that everything is just walking around, and he placed a jump spell, and this is going to be for the Valkyries, so it's going to be a Queen Walk to Bow Witch to Valk Dive. So great stuff there. Very patient with this Valk Dive, and then finally sends in a rage spell. The Valkyries go crazy in the middle, take care of the town hall, and then after that, everything else is going to move forward. This Bow Witch attack is just doing some mad work, and as you can see, the healers are about to all get sniped. Most of them did go down, but there's still one healer left. The queen is doing some great work up top, and after that, the queen actually did use the queen ability closer to the beginning, but did take care of business and got a real solid 3-star. So great job there by Holes, taking care of business and taking care of Lord Falcon. So here goes Shadow, and Shadow is actually going to be doing a 9v9 hit. One moment. So he's going to be doing a 9v9 hit, and I believe Shadow is going to be Groot. Unless there's a different Shadow that I'm confused with. But anyways, okay, let's just pretend that it's Groot, and if it is, that's great. If not, sorry, the other Shadow. But anyways, Shadow is going to be doing a go-ho kind of attack, and as you can see, send in the Hog Riders. I don't know if he meant to do that, or if he thought that there was boulders in the clan castle. I'll have to ask him about that one. Or if you're watching that recap, and whoever knows, please comment below and let me know, and help me out with that, because I was a little confused there with those Hog Riders. But anyways, these Hog Riders actually did a pretty good amount of work, took care of the expo, and now it's going to start the Hog Rider portion, as you can see, from 9 o'clock, and then sends in the rest of the Hog Riders at 12 o'clock. And now it's going to be very patient with the heal spell. He's going to wait till the Hog Riders kind of get closer to the core section, sends in the heal right on top of the cannon and the air defenses, and then sends in the second heal spell, which is the last one, over there right in front of the wizard tower, just for the splash damage purposes. And there is a Tesla farm up there, which takes care of the Hog Riders, but still has the Queen ability, has a few more troops left at the bottom, which is a few wizards, and then Gold Mites, which were able to tank for the wizard that was able to take care of that Tesla, and pretty much got that 9v9, so good stuff there. So now let's go ahead and move on to this next hit. This one's going to be by iPad Kid, and this one's going to be versus Nuketown Boom. So as you can see, this is going to be a hog attack. Sends in the Golem, is going to be tanking for the defenses, and the CC does come out. The CC unfortunately goes for the wizard tower, but they're going to start moving in towards the bottom portion. Sends in a real nice poison, is going to keep everything alive. And then after that, sends in a jump spell to get into the core with these boulders, because he's going to get a lot of value up here. And then after that, hogs from the 3 o'clock portion up to 12 o'clock. And then sends in the king ability to kind of tank for these Hog Riders. And then the Hog Riders are starting to move forward towards the middle portion of the base. So pretty much the core still has a skelly spell that he didn't really need, and a heal spell that he kind of swagged there. Sends in the skelly spell for the bomb tower, which he didn't really need, so pretty much could have swagged that. So great job by iPad Kid getting some solid work and getting that 3-star. Alright, so we do have some Town Hall 8 action as well. So it was an all-round 8 through 11 attack. So anyways, sends in the Golem, a few wizards just to kind of back up, and then after that sends in a double poison for this dragon, a few wizards that were going to be able to take care of the dragon, and then after that is going to be able to hog the rest of the base. Sends in the Hog Riders, kind of in a shattered format, and then after that, pretty much game over. As you can see, got some great value with those heal spells. These Hog Riders are doing some mad work, and I'm pretty sure he's going to overkill this base, so good stuff there by Conan, doing that 8v8. You rarely see these, don't see these too often, so good stuff there by Conan, getting that 8v8. King still alive, still has the king ability, so pretty much swag that portion, so very nice job. Let's see what's next. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the other Town Hall 8 attack. This is going to be a more maxed out Town Hall 8, so a little bit better. So as you can see, double poison, missed the poison slightly, because the only reason why it looked like he didn't was because the baby dragons were right next to each other, and when there's 2 air troops, kind of takes off the baby dragon rage. So the king is taking the wall, and once the king breaks in, takes care of a few more defenses, sends in the rest of the Hog Riders, and is going to be going in a counterclockwise manner, and pretty much healed, did the trifecta there, it looked like, and then after that took care of business. And the king is going to be moving forward, which is the enemy king, and is going to stay in the middle. These Hog Riders split, and after that take care of the town hall. There was a pretty good amount that actually died, so it turned out to be a little bit closer than expected, but he pretty much trashed the base from the start. So here we go. Now we're moving on towards the US Marines. So an 11v11 here versus Seb, and as you can see, it's going to be a Gobolaloon, but instead it's going to be a clone spell. And this clone spell is going to be very clutch. Let me go ahead and put this volume down. So as you can see, sends in the Bolaloon, gets the queen, takes care of some pretty good amount of troops, and then after that sends in a few haste spells. There is a multi-inferno, so I would have probably sent in a heal spell there, but you know, he still got the 3 stars, so that's great. And then sends in the clone spell, so pretty much cloned a few more loons over here at the bottom portion, and they are tanking very well, and they are pretty much lined up at this point. So the killer did some great work here. And then after that, these haste spells did some mad work to get everything going. There is a multi-inferno, but it's not going to be too much of an issue. Did send the last haste spell. For some reason I thought he had another one. But anyways, they move on towards the last wizard tower. The last wizard tower does go down, and it was pretty clutch, because if that wizard tower wouldn't have gone down, this might have not happened. So great job there by the killer, taking care of business, getting that awesome 11v11. So let's see what's going on with the next hit. So let's take a look. So it looks like there is another 11v11, and this one is going to be by Luna17 versus Eric DLs. So as you can see, guys, this is going to be the Queen Walk to Bow Witch attack, the one that we previously saw, and these are multi-inferno, so that really helps out because the queen can actually tank and doesn't have to worry about getting, you know, trash with a single inferno. So now that the now that the funnel's created and the queen is walking the right direction, sends in a rage spell to keep everything alive, takes care of the enemy king. The queen is going to take care of this storage because it's pretty high in HP, so good stuff there by placing that rage spell. And now the queen is going to get some queen on queen action, sends in a poison to take care of the enemy CC. There goes a jump spell, and then the flank portion took a few hits from the Eagle artillery, but they're going to move forward, and for some reason the Eagle really loves that portion of the flank. So now the king goes in, the boulders go in, and there goes the P.E.K.K.A, sends in a nice rage spell to get into the core section, and then that jump is going to lead to the core, and then the next rage spell is placed. Still has a Grand Warden ability, so uses it right there once the things, all the troops are about to split. So great job there by Luna, timing that Grand Warden ability perfectly before the split actually occurred. And because this is a multi-inferno, these healers are doing some great work. As you can see, the P.E.K.K.A is still alive, everything else is still alive up in the core, and the queen is doing some good work at the bottom. The queen's actually the one that helped take care of the bottom inferno, I believe. And then after that, everything else in the top starts to die off a little bit. But because it's a multi-inferno, the queen doesn't really have to deal with that too much. There's still a few P.E.K.K.As that are left, and those things tank a lot, especially versus multi-infernos. So there goes the P.E.K.K.As. They're about to break in, and the queen comes in, uses the queen ability, and snipes the 3-star. So great job there by Luna, taking care of business and getting that awesome 3. So let's see what's next. So Boy is going to be doing a 3-star on an anti-3 type of base. So sends in the Queen Walk. So this is going to be a Queen Walk with Mass Hogs after that. So very patient here. And as you can see, did take advantage of the fact that the King and Queen are both together at the bottom. Because once the king and queen go down, it's going to be a lot easier to be able to hog the base, just because there's no heroes that are going to be bothering the hog riders, and the hog riders can just run freely with some heal spells, keeping them alive. So anyways, Boy did a great job there by getting this kill squad, well, not really kill squad, but this queen walk going. And once the queen walk did their job, then after that sends in the hog riders up top with the king, just to kind of get rid of some of these defenses and help with the cleanup. So sends in the CC hogs, which is going to be able to tank for the rest of the hog riders. sends in the Grand Warden ability, which is perfectly timed, especially because that Grand Warden ability does a lot of work versus Hog Riders if they aren't being healed. So great job there by Boy, timing that Grand Warden ability perfectly and keeping these heal spells on top of the Hog Riders throughout the whole raid. The Queen still stays alive for the longest time and is going to stay alive throughout the whole raid. So now these Hog Riders move forward towards the rest of the defenses, take care of the defenses, and then after that it is clean up. The Town Hall is going to be one of the last few things that get taken down. But these Hog Riders are still alive, so they are going to be the ones to take the Town Hall down. Great stuff there by Boy, getting that awesome 11v11 versus Cruel. So let's see what's next. Alright, so this one is actually going to be by Groot himself. This one is going to be an 11v11 versus an anti-2 type of base. Very patient with this Queen. You know, with these kinds of bases, especially with ring type of bases, you can take advantage and do an awesome Queen Walk to Bow Witch attack, sends in a rage spell to keep the Queen alive, and as you can see is going to be holding off on the Grand Warden ability. So there's many different ways of doing this attack. Grand Warden ability, saving the Grand Warden for the actual kill squad can sometimes be a little bit better, because if the Queen happens to split or go the wrong way, the Grand Warden might stay with the Queen, which is not going to help out, because you want to use the Grand Warden ability with the main kill squad if possible. So they'd have to use a rage spell. I'm pretty sure he wanted to walk the Queen up to 12 o'clock. That did not happen, so the Queen did finally go down. But because the Queen went down, he was able to have those healers go with the bowlers, which was very necessary to keep everything alive a little bit longer. And that rage spell and heal spell with the Grand Warden ability did some good work, was able to take care of that Inferno. Then after that, the rest of the bowlers move in towards the core, and because it's a multi-Inferno, these healers are going to be able to keep these bowlers alive for the long run. So great job there by Groot, taking care of business. And now that the Eagle is down, there isn't really too many threats to take care of the rest of the bowlers. The only thing would be the Wizard Towers, but still has the Queen still alive. What the heck? I swear the Queen was dead. Anyways, very confusing, but I thought the Queen was dead. So anyways, Groot, finally the Queen did go down, but these bowlers did some great work, and they're going to be able to take care of the rest of the base. Wizard Tower is still left, but the Grand Warden is still standing, and the Warden still has a great, what is it called? It can aim so far away, so it's not really a threat against the Wizard Tower, because the Grand Warden can beat a Wizard Tower without even getting touched, if it's far enough. But anyways, here goes CJ, and this is going to be an 11v11 3-star, and I believe this is going to be the last raid. So anyways, sends in a Golem and then a few bowlers and witches just to kind of get the funnel going, and as you can see, this does not trigger the Eagle Artillery, so that's pretty much what he's going for. Finally sends in the jump spells to get these golems to redirect and go into the core, and then sends in the heroes with the rest of the bowlers. Very patient with this attack, and then after that sends in a real nice rage spell. And as you can see, the reason why everything is blue is because he did use that power potion, and then now that the Grand Warden ability is used, is going to keep everything alive for the long run. And then sends in a rage spell, a freeze spell, to freeze that Inferno for a little bit. It might have been better to use a heal spell, to be honest, but I think he might have frozen it because the single Inferno might have targeted his king, and he wanted to keep the king alive. So anyways, as you can see, sends in the last rage spell to kind of get to that section. The bowlers did die, unfortunately, so it was kind of like a wasted rage, or a swag rage, whatever you prefer to call it. But the good thing is that the bowlers at the bottom were able to take care of the Eagle Artillery, which really helped out a lot. If not, this raid wouldn't have happened, and the Queen would have gotten taken down by the Eagle Artillery. As you can see, these bowlers and witches did some great work and got the solid 3-star. So great job there by CJ, taking care of business, getting that awesome 11v11. And I believe that's going to wrap it up. And if not, we'll talk about the last attack. But anyways, guys, don't forget to keep calm and clash on. This is DJ Clan Smasher, and it looks like we do have one last hit. This is going to be by Tommy. How could we forget about Tommy? So sends in the king, which is very interesting. Usually you'll send in the queen first, but the king is tanking and creating that nice funnel. Oh, so it might have been a fresh hit because it looks like there was a wall breaker fail and there was a giant big bomb there. So the king goes in, takes care of the queen, takes care of the queen, and then after that sends in a nice poison to take care of this enemy CC. There is a dragon, so he does start the minor attack. I thought he'd wait until the dragon went down, but he did start the minor attack. It does make sense though, because they would try to chase for the queen if the miners are underground. So anyways, Tommy's doing some good work with these miners. So for those of you that thought the miners were dead, they're not quite dead yet. They're still doing some good work. Sends in some hog riders in the core section as well. So good stuff there, Tommy. And then after that, these miners just did some great work and killed it. And these hog riders went straight for the expo because, you know, that's what the queen usually goes down with. But the queen, his queen did go down. And these miners are just doing some mad work. They all split for a while. And even though there's a lot of wizard towers at the end, they're still going to stay alive because of the miner split. And there is one healer left, so that's really going to help out. And because of miner split, that makes a huge difference with this raid. So here comes the rest of the miners. They take care of that bomb tower. They split again. And then the miners take care of the rest of the base. So anyways, guys, thanks again for tuning in. This is DJ Clan Smasher, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed all these hits. Thank you. Have a great day.